My dad heard me moaning and thinks I'm gay. I feel embarrassed. I am so ducking mortified. Long story short. My girlfriend 26 female pegs me 24 male. We're into it. And do it often. My family does not know this for obvious ducking reasons. My dad walked in our house to drop off a bag of oranges, appreciated the thought a couple weeks back. Thinking I wasn't home. And that visit just happened to align with the time me and my girlfriend were. You get the picture. So he started acting shifty with me, and I kinda brushed it off. We're really close, and I figured he'd spit out whatever he was thinking ABT eventually. And he did by sitting me down and kinda like patting my ducking knee and going, "You know me and your brothers would support you if you were gay. Right? Yes, so. Not gay. Or like. Kinda gay. I like guys too, but I very much also like girls. And I'm dating one. Very happy with this. Voiced none of this. Asked why are you telling me this? He admitted to what I wrote up there in the background that he walked into my house some weeks ago. And added that he heard a man moaning. And assumed I was having gay X and making some guy have a, and I quote, a really nice day. And then he got all stern like, I support you. But I don't support you cheating on GF's name, and you need to come clean with her. And at that point I just got up and ducked off because I was about to scream. Now, he thinks I'm gay and cheating on my girlfriend. My girlfriend can't think about it without laughing her ass off, traitor, so her advice is currently useless. Might not be later, crossing my fingers. I'm 2 seconds away from a nervous breakdown. And I do not know how to explain to my dad that. No. I am not gay. My girlfriend just pegs me real good. And he heard me moaning. I am not cheating on my girlfriend. And that I want to die now. I know I could say it directly, but I think being direct might actually result in my death via embarrassment. Do you have any advice on how to break this to him, because I'm at a ducking loss? Update. Currently in my girlfriend's lap and waiting to stop being tipsy from the copious amount of ducking mimosas she gave me earlier. First of all, you guys had some great advice. I did laugh a lot at some of it, and do appreciate the genuine help most of you guys gave. I was still actively losing my stuff as I wrote the initial post. So for the sake of clarity, here's details I left out. I was saying some stuff when we were doing the do, and upon further reflection, it was pretty obvious he heard that rather than just noises. My dad and I share tools, and he has full reign to walk in my house and borrow them when he needs them. He's supposed to call ahead if I'm home, but if I'm not, he can just go. My car was in the garage, it usually isn't, so he just assumed I was out. It's no one's fault that he walked in when he did. Just crap luck. Yes, the oranges he was bringing me at the time were very good. My dad and I are very close. He is not a creep. And he doesn't care if his kids are gay. Don't insult him. Otherwise, please stop making me think about my parents having X and whoever DM'd me and told me that kinks are hereditary. Thanks for the trivia, but I hope you choke on a Ritz cracker like I did last night, because that crap hurt, and you deserve it. So, the update. Today was Sunday breakfast with the fam. Upon your advice, I cornered my dad after breakfast and ushered him into the shed. And using the kick-ass wording I got from "Can you guess who I am" in the initial post, I said basically, Dad, I know you sat me down a bit ago and told me it was okay if I was gay, but not if I was cheating. And I need you to know it really was just me and girlfriend's name. If you trust me, we can leave it at that. But you don't. I will tell you exactly what we were doing. I'm warning you though. That's not a bell you can unring. This motherducker looks at me with the most guileless look and goes, then who the hell was yelling disgusting thing I said that sounds homo out of context, and I don't want to write. And then, from outside the shed, I hear my whole girlfriend start ducking, howling with laughter. She had followed to ask where I left her purse and came right on that. I was still suffering from the second-hand embarrassment of my dad repeating some of our bedroom dirty talk into his straightforward monotone. So she took over and confirmed. "That was your son." And then it got worse. Because my dad was so confused. He was so confused. So he asked ducking questions. And my girlfriend answered them with my horrified approval as I sat down and contemplated suicide. And then one of my ducking brothers came out to check on us because of the commotion and got the memo. So now, because my brother can't shut the duck up, my whole family knows what pegging is. My brothers and one sister are mercilessly ribbing me. I had entirely too many mimosas. And I'm Googling how much a fake ID and passport costs. Thanks for your advice, everyone. It all turned out okay in every regard except for the massive impact to my shame budget. Also, my dad will now be calling ahead every time he wants to come in to borrow a tool to make sure I'm not home. I will recover my pride with time, but until then, girlfriend's lap it is. Thank you again. And have a good day. I am not. Oh man. I would be mortified. My parents loosely know that my husband and I are adventurous. If I had to explain to them that I peg him and the specifics of how that works, or why there are restraints permanently attached to the bed, it would be a long time before I could meet their eyes again. I think I would disown myself from my family instead of facing that conversation. Oh man, the embarrassment. Dad must be regretting asking questions. If he's like any of my family members, he's regretting nothing. And he's reveling in the son's mortification. This one is my favorite update ever. I'm internally howling with laughter. This guy can tell the hell out of a story. I was dying from sympathetic mortification and laughing my ass off at the same time. And he wrote it while deeply humiliated and the second part lightly blitzed. Now that's talent. My boyfriend's mom was helping us clean one day, and we had a room specifically for that. Box of toys under the bed. Dresser full of different things. Etc. She's nosy, but we did ask for help, I guess. She goes into the forbidden room. Opens the most vanilla drawer thankfully and pulls out a giant bag of clothespins. Boyfriend and I just stare at her and she breaks the silence by nonchalantly saying I know what these are for and proceeds to pull two out. One in each hand. And pretends to clam them onto boyfriend's chest. She laughed really hard and said, bet you'll never use those again. Then left the room. Well, did you? We haven't for bedroom stuff. Now they're plain old boring chip clips and once in a while one of us will bring up that incident. Second story. I 23 female slept with my roommate 21 female and don't know how to handle my life now. I've been basically in love with my roommate since we met 3 years ago. But she never gave any indication she was bi or gay and is pretty strongly hetero in the sense that she loves romance stuff and talks about finding a rom-com type dude. It was totally fine and it never affected our ability to, be roommates. A few weeks ago she randomly brought up, I wonder what it would be like to kiss a girl, is it different, whatever. We made out a couple times and it was good and I was somehow able to remain a normal person afterward. But then 2 nights ago things progressed. Then got out of control. And we had sex and that's when I stopped being able to handle crap. Now she wants to cuddle and is like, maybe I do like girls. Saying stuff like that. Should I take that as a sign it's okay to make a romantic move? How do I know and how do I approach it with her? Should I just ask her on a date and go from there? I've been avoiding her during the day since we had sex because I am freaking out. Edit. She came to my room to cuddle, but then she fell asleep in like 2 minutes, so I am planning to tell her how I feel tomorrow. Thanks everybody. Update. Like I said last night, she came to sleep in my bed again with me, and I was planning on talking to her this morning, but I couldn't really figure out how to start the conversation, and I was worried that if I was like, hey, you slept in my bed again, she'd think I was telling her not to. On Sundays we usually go to the library and then get coffee and just started that again now that it's reopened. And I was like, Okay. I can have this conversation with her when we're at the coffee place waiting for our drinks. When we were walking over there, she was kind of walking close to me and our hands kept bumping, and I panicked and started walking faster because I didn't know if she was trying to hold my hand or what, and I didn't want to be wrong. And then I just felt weird about initiating a conversation. I know I sound extra like a useless lesbian right now, but I just panicked in the moment even though everything seemed like it would be easy when it was hypothetical. When we were in the car driving home, she didn't talk at all. Which isn't like her. And then she was quiet and went to her room at home too. And I got all panicked and hid in my room too because I was pretty sure that she was going to tell me she didn't want to do this anymore. But then she finally came out of her room and came into my room and was like, "Can I ask you a question?" And then asked me if I didn't like her anymore now that we'd slept together, because she felt like I'd been weird, which I had been. I don't blame her. I honestly was freaking out so hard, and I was like, wow, and she was like, "If you just want to have X, can you please tell me, because I really like you, and I need to know." It really hurts that you've been avoiding me but letting me into the bed with you, and I was like, how did you make that sound so easy? I hate you. Anyway. Long story short. I told her I like her too, and I was sorry that I acted weird. I was just nervous and scared. So now I guess we're trying the whole dating thing. Another update. My original post was deleted in terms of original text because of the karma cap, but can be found here. Basically, we made out a bunch and then had X, but I wasn't sure if she was into me. It turned out that she was. And we started dating. Things have gone really great. This has been the literal most stable and loving relationship I've ever had with any human being in my life. And I am including my actual family. And in December I decided to propose, because I was pretty sure she really does love me as more than a friend. I am joking, and now we're planning a wedding. Wild. We also got a dog. Sometimes I still can't believe this is real life. But it is. And I couldn't have done it if I wasn't encouraged by you guys to. Well. Do it. So thank you for that. I appreciate it more than you could possibly know. Note. But wait. There is more. Edit. Sorry. My bad. Here's a photo of our dog. Her name is Locket, after my fiance's favorite, My Little Pony. We've known each other for 30 years. Have been married for 15. Dating 5 years before tying the knot. Have bought a house together. Adopted 2 kids and have 3 dogs. We've also had X thousands of times and said I love you to each other more times than I can count. I don't know. Guys. Do you think she's into me? God. I love these posts. They always melt my cold little heart. My lesbian wife and my lesbian self just died at this gold comment. Our poor little baby gays. May they just one day learn that yes, she's into you. Right. Dating men is like being fired out of a cannon into a brick wall. Dating women is like 2 people dancing around the possibility of maybe talking about possibly having maybe coffee for 2 years, and then in like a month you're renting the U-Haul. Being pan is disorienting. God, this. I am great at communication. I have dated cis men and a non-binary person, and I was totally upfront and all, hey, I like you. Want a date? But then I have also been on a date with a girl without realizing it was a date. I think women are so used to being friendly and close and cuddly that they just don't know where that ends. Third story. Am I the a-hole for not letting my girlfriend wear her unique dress to a wedding? Throwaway account because she uses Reddit. My male 25 girlfriend, female 30 nat, has a very particular sense of style. Picture Harley Finkel from Wizards of Waverly Place. You will get the idea. Don't get me wrong. I never had a problem with that. In fact, I love the way she dresses because she loves to do so. And I am happy if she is happy. The thing is, sometimes she likes to incorporate memes into her clothes. No problem. It's cute. But now she wants to wear a dress inspired on the meme gay wedding. To my friend's wedding. He and his fiancée are gay. I told her. Maybe that is not really appropriated. The dress in question would be full of little stuffed rats, pride flags, and a big "I support gay" on the front. My friend is not a big fan of the way my girlfriend dresses, and I think this dress may cause a certain uproar in the wedding. Now, Nat is upset with me and claiming that I am throwing water in her flame of creativity. The wedding is next month, so she has plenty of time to think about another thing to wear. Should I just let her go with the dress? Am I the a-hole in this situation? Update. Well guys, as many of you pointed out in the comments, me getting a throwaway account didn't help. She found the post. Guess I was too specific after all. I will update soon. Final update. I would like to thank you all for your judgment, advices, and opinions on my post. It was greatly appreciated. So the conversation did not go well. She was livid with me for exposing her in this way. And although I showed her the comments most important, the ones from the LGBTQIA community, she refused to admit that her dress was a poor choice. But in fact, her way to appreciate the gays. That did not sit well with me. Love can move mountains, but cannot maintain a relationship with a homophobic. So, now I am going to the wedding a single, rat-free dress. Man, I did reach out to my friend and send him this post. He thought the situation to be hilarious. But if she did show up in the dress, he would kick us to the curb. I guess this is all. P.S. I am deeply sorry for misspelling Harpy's name. Won't happen again. Fourth story. Am I the a-hole for telling my niece her grandparents are homophobic? I, 28, male, am gay. And my parents disown me because of it. I haven't spoken to them in 8 years. However, I'm still close with my sister, 34, female, and her daughter, 10, female. My sister still has a relationship with our parents. Every year, my parents host a big Christmas gathering. I'm never invited, but my sister and niece always go. A day or two after that, we do a smaller Christmas with just me, my sister, and my niece. At our smaller Christmas gathering, while my sister was in the other room, my niece asked why I never go to my parents' Christmas. I replied with the excuse I'd used for years: I had to work. My niece said that my excuse didn't make sense because sometimes the big gathering happened on Christmas, when I definitely have the day off. She was getting upset and asked, "Do you not like to be with us?" If she hadn't said that, I probably wouldn't have told her. But I can't stand the idea that she would think I chose not to go to the Christmas. So, in a calm voice, I said, "Well, you know how I date boys instead of girls. Grandmother and grandfather don't like that. So they ask me not to go to Christmas." My niece was obviously upset by this. The next day, she called her grandparents and asked how dare they tell me not to come to Christmas. Apparently she was really harsh with them. Then, my parents called my sister and yelled at her for letting my niece around me. My sister confronted me and said I was in a hole for causing the family fight and for involving my niece in it. I feel really bad. And I really didn't expect my niece to call them and cause a fight. So I wanted to know, am I the a-hole? Update. Well, it's been a wild month. I never expected my post to explode like it did. So I figured I owed everyone an update. A few days after I made that post, my sister and I had a chat about what a messy situation it was. She told me she was ashamed to be bringing my niece up, torn between me and her grandparents. She always wanted my niece to have grandparents. So she was clinging to an idea of them rather than the actual crap parents they are. Basically, my sister said that my parents' love for everyone is conditional. But I clearly love my niece unconditionally. Since the situation with my niece was only going to get worse if she continued balancing both worlds, she said she would choose me. She called my parents. I don't know all that was said, but I know they said some things that broke my sister's heart. My sister said she would be putting some distance between herself and my parents. Then, about a week later, my dad called me. I honestly can't even describe how I was feeling. A mix of everything, I guess. I hadn't heard his voice in years. Unfortunately, the call didn't go very well. My dad called me some slurs and accused me of corrupting my sister and my niece. Then, he had the nerve to ask if I would encourage my sister to call him. I hung up on him. That still sounds amazing to say or type out. I guess. I've never had the upper hand with him before. But I finally did. He hasn't called me or my sister since. Neither has my mom. Now, things are calmer. I think my parents are still pissed. But my sister is pretty firmly on my side now. My niece, of course, is on my side too. I think we're going to do a small Christmas, just the three of us, in December. We'll get by. And I think we'll be better off without my parents in the picture. Not everything is fixed. But I feel so much better than I did a month ago. And lastly, for all of you who asked, yes, I have taken my niece out for ice cream since she stood up for me. Multiple times. We got waffle cones with the chocolate dipping on it, her favorite. I told her that she's a rock star. Thanks for all the support you gave me with my post. It's amazing to know I'm not alone. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.